Now I will explain you this with an schedule and diagram. Here we are going to take income. All of you know income is denoted by Y. And here I am going to take expenditure. Clear? If income is 0, still there will be the minimum level of consumption, minimum level of good and services, expenditure on good and services. I have assumed that is 30. Suppose income increases till 20. Then your expenditure will also increase. Expenditure means aggregate demand will also increase. Demand suppose increases till 35. Still if your income is increase, then your expenditure, your aggregate demand will also increase. Still if it is increases, income increases till 60, expenditure will increase 45. If still your income is increasing, then your expenditure will also increase. Clear? Now there are 4 points which I have explained you, we are going to cover here. When you first stage, when your income is 0, then your minimum level of expenditure is there. Clear? This point is known as this saving, because your income is 0 but you are borrowing money from outside and you are doing minimum level of expenditure on goods and services. As your income increases, you can say as your income increases, your expenditure is also increases. But still income is less and expenditure is higher. So which kind of situation will be there? Still there is a saving. Here again income increases, expenditure is also increases. Here but the point comes where income is equal to expenditure. No saving, no saving. Clear? Still if income increase, then also your expenditure on consumption and expenditure will also increase, but Y will be greater than E. So which kind of situation arise? Saving. So in that condition, economy is in which position? Saving position. Clear? This is the 4 point which I discussed you. When income is 0, minimum level of consumption or minimum level of expenditure will be there. Why? Because of this saving. You know this, the present situation apply here only when our income is 0, our economy is not earning too much income, but still there is a minimum level of expenditure through borrowing, through this saving. When income increases, expenditure will also increases, but still there will be the situation of this saving. Now the point comes when income will be equal to expenditure. Still if your income is increasing, expenditure will also increases, but here income increases with the higher rate and the expenditure will increase with the lower rate. The difference between both of that will be known as saving. Now I am going to explain this with an diagram. See here, all of you know how to draw the diagram. 0, x and y. Clear? At OX axis we are going to take always income. Forget it. In aggregate demand we are taking prices here OY axis, but here we are going to take income always on OX axis. Here we are going to take expenditure. Clear? Now what is the difference between that? 20, 0, 20, 40, 60 and 80. Clear? Here I am going to take expenditure. I am going to start with 30 only. The difference between that 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 and 55. Clear? Now you can see at 0 how much income is there. Sorry, how much expenditure is there? 30. Clear? At 20 that is 35. At 40 that is 40. At 60 that is 45. At 80 all of you know that is 55. Now draw the line with your ruler. That will be the straight line. I have taken the schedule as you can draw the line very easily. That is the equal schedule. Here you can see when your income is 40, your expenditure is also 40. Clear? This is the line of aggregate demand. You have to write here aggregate demand, AD. Clear? Now I am going to explain you what are the components of aggregate demand. Hope all of you have understand that. Now what are the components of aggregate demand? You just that is also very easy, or if you have seen my video of national income, so you will be understand very easy what are the components of aggregate demand. Components of aggregate demand. There are the 4 components of aggregate demand: C plus I plus G plus X minus AM. C, all of you know, private final consumption, private, or we can say household consumption expenditure. It means the expenditure done by the household on the purchase of goods and services for the consumption, that is denoted by C. Clear? Next component, that is investment, in which we are taking producer investment. It means the goods purchased by the producer for investment, that is denoted by I. Next, we are going to take government expenditure. Government expenditure, there is a 2 part. If government is purchasing goods and services for defense, that is also denoted by Z. When goods and services purchased for defense, that is denoted by G. Government can do the purchase and goods and services for investment also. Suppose government is going to making bridge, roads. So that kind of expenditure is known as investment expenditure. That is also denoted by G. It means when government is doing the investment expenditure, that is also denoted by G. Now next, that is X minus M, in which we are going to include export and import. All of you know what is the meaning of export and what is the meaning of import. If export increases, it increases our AD. Clear? If import increases, it decreases our AD, because we are demanding more of goods from the rest of the world. Because of this reason, when export increases, that is decreases our AD. When export increases, then our AD will be increases. Clear? These are the components of AD. But these components are, the AD is in open economy, when we are doing the transaction of with the rest of the world also. But here in your syllabus, we are assuming that our economy is a closed economy. Which economy? Closed economy. In your syllabus, that is closed economy, which we are going to discuss. Closed economy. In closed economy, we are taking only 2 components of AD, that is C and I, C plus I, G and X minus M is not a part of your syllabus. But still, if the question arises, write the components of VD, you have to explain all four. But for practical approach, we are going to just discuss C plus I. Clear? Thank you.